Princess and the Oven Chip. Well, a sleepy princess noticed a stale chip lurking under her mattress of tracky tops. And what else will she find down there? Once upon a time there was a young man named Billy, whose mother was a great collector of royal memorabilia. Her entire kitchen was lined with royal wedding commemorative mugs, plates, teaspoons and tea towels. Indeed, so taken was the woman with the idea of royalty that she decided her son would marry a princess. She sent Billy out into the world to travel far and wide to seek his princess, but he would return home every day lamenting that nowhere could he find one. Now Billy was a good-natured fellow, and he wanted to make his mother happy, but the truth was that although he found many girls with expensive hair extensions, diamante boots and designer handbags, and many who were actually called princess, which he found very confusing, there did not seem to be a great many princesses in the world. So he would ride around town on his bicycle most days, smoking jazz cigarettes with his friends, until it was time to go home and explain to his mother that, once again, he had failed to find his princess. His mother would wail and complain no end, and this would distress him greatly when all he wanted to do was unwind with another fag in front of the television. Indeed, she frequently snatched his gear and hid it from him so he might fare better in his search the next day. One evening a terrible storm rose. There was thunder and lightning, and the rain was most frightful as it lashed against the windows. Suddenly a knocking was heard at the door, and Billy's mum went to open it. Outside was a young woman whom the rain and wind had made look a sight. Her hair extensions were bedraggled and falling out in clumps. Her short dress was streaked with orange tanning cream that had washed off her face, and her feet were red and blistered by her 5-inch heels. She explained to Billy's mother that she had been cursed by an evil fairy who worked on the door of the exclusive Makiki's nightclub, and to be cast out of the venue to wander the earth until she found a minicab, which was no easy thing when a girl was dripping orange dye that would stain the seats and incur a hefty soilage charge. And, she added, she was most aggrieved by her treatment, as her father had always said that she was a princess and ought to be treated like one. Like a princess, eh? Thought the woman. Could she be the princess that my son is to marry? Of course she prepared for such a day as this, and had a test ready to prove once and for all whether the girl in front of her was indeed a princess. She invited the young woman to stay for the night and prepared a bed on the sofa. On the seat she placed a left-over chip from that night's dinner, one of the pointy brown chips that no one wants to eat. Then she laid every item of clothing in the house on top of it, jumpers, shirts and coats, so that the mattress was 4 feet high. On top of all this, she spread a large royal wedding commemorative tea towel as a bedsheet. Only a true princess will be refined enough to feel the nasty brown chip underneath all that lot, she thought. We shall see if this wench is to be my son's bride or not. And so the young woman had to lie on the mountain of clothing the whole night long. In the morning, Billy's mother served her tea in a coronation mug, and asked her how she had slept. "Oh, very badly," said the young woman. "I've scarcely closed my eyes all night. I have no idea of what was in the bed, but it was lumpier than 100 rocks, a proper shitter of a thing to sleep on, in fact." Billy's mother cried out in joy, and lifted the pile of garments to reveal the chip upon the sofa cushion. "You are the princess who will marry my son," she exclaimed, and she ran outside to spread the news around their cul-de-sac. "Actually," the girl said to Billy, who had just staggered downstairs, "I don't think it was a chip." She felt around the jacket that had been on the very top of the mattress of clothes, and pulled out a large carrier bag from the inside pocket. "Get in!" cried Billy. "You've found all the gear my bloody mother's been confiscating from me for years. Fancy a burn?" "Why not?" said the young woman. "Is Kyle on?" Billy was so overjoyed at his good fortune that he kissed the girl, and the couple fell in love, and were engaged to be married soon after Kyle had finished. That day they smoked an entire 1/8 of the recovered gear, but his mother was so happy that she didn't even complain when they burned a hole in her royal wedding tablecloth. The end. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and press the wee bell notification. And a huge big thank you to all my subscribers and patrons. See you next week. Bye bye.